Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 24th. This week, we are just going to jump right in here. You have this win-win outcome is forecast and this step out of your comfort zone. It's funny because this card is the North Node card, and of course, the North Node is in your sign. So, yeah, anything you can do to step outside your comfort zone will probably lead to success or growth, right? And I feel that's what you need to focus on. I think that having the North Node in your sign is really a great time to focus on your goals. You know, it's like some people say that the North Node is like the head of the dragon and the South Node is the tail of the dragon. And so, you know, being that the head is in your sign, that, you know, it kind of represents needing to focus on something that you want to accomplish, probably something that is attached to your destiny or something that is attached to whatever you think your destiny is. And so, you know, it's a great time to really, create something great, create something that is hard, or, do something to change your life in some way. And your first card is the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores and heading towards improvements. Now, you have 2 sixes, which I love. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I love 2 sixes. 2 sixes is like confirmation for your path. It kind of says that you're going in the right direction, but it is funny that we go to the moon. The moon is your card, but the moon can also represent being uncertain. But the funny thing is that you have the King of Swords at the top of this row, and just intuitively, I feel like those 2 cards there are saying like you do know what to do, but you're saying you don't. And so anything that you want to accomplish at this time, whatever it is, doesn't matter. It's like you know enough, and you know more than you need to know. So I feel that these cards are saying, yeah, it's time to get started. It's time to do something new, which it definitely is for Pisces. I think that, you know, basically all Pisces are being asked to move in a new direction or to create something. So I would. Next, you have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a card of curiosity and being curious. I do feel that Pisces doesn't realize like a lot of eyes are on you. I feel like this should be giving you confidence. And, you know, I think this happens to a lot of Pisces where it's like people actually look up to you, but you don't think so. And it's like, how would you act if you knew that, you know, everybody in your life looks up to you, is what I feel like this is saying. It's like, I feel that, I don't know, kind of weird message to get on the Page of Swords, but that's what I'm getting. Is like, I feel like you don't realize the effect you have on other people sometimes. And, you know, I feel there is like, it's almost like the universe is putting a greater importance on, you know, the actions you're taking at this time, and is trying to get you to realize that like people are really kind of looking up to you at this time. So, you know, make sure you're being a good example. But I also get this like, you know, weird feeling that this should give you confidence, because it's kind of like, you know, if you just knew, or if you just knew that everybody thought you were like super confident and able to accomplish great things, or if you knew that everybody thought that about you, like how would that change your mindset, or something like that is popping into my head. So I don't know if that helps, but there you go. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, of course, is everything you want and desire in your life. I feel that it is time for Pisces to make money. I say it all the time. It's like for a very long time, Pisces has been no money. And now it's a time for Pisces to make money. And this isn't about materialism or anything like that. It's like about getting paid your worth. Like if you're self-sacrificing like a Pisces and not getting anything for the work that you're doing, then you're going to have a hard time. But it's time for you to, you know, kind of charge for your services and make money for the things that you do. And I feel you really need to believe that. And I also feel you need to believe it unapologetically as well. So, you know, definitely something that you could work on there with the Ten of Pentacles, right? But let's see where this is going. With the Six of Swords, you cannot make this up. You have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is celebration, happiness, joy. You know, these 3 ladies are celebrating a harvest. And this card is a card of your community. So, like I said, all eyes on you. It's almost like you are the leader at this time, or the universe wants you to be the leader. And that's what I would be working on with the Three of Cups, is, you know, being a leader. With the Page of Swords, you have the Two of Swords. You're definitely thinking about making a change. You know, she has these choppy waters behind her, just like on the Six of Swords, and she needs to get to this new island behind her as well. That new island is like a third place or third place solution. And, you know, as I've said to you in past readings. It's like she is basing her current circumstances on like where she is right now. And she doesn't realize that if she changed her circumstances and came over here, that her circumstances would be different, right? And so sometimes we have to change our environment. Sometimes we have to change the people we surround ourselves with to change our circumstances. And, she is thinking that she only has this or that choice. She's trying to protect her heart. But again, she's basing that choice off of what's in front of her, not the opportunity that exists behind her. So it's like, yeah, right now you might have limited choices or options, but you can also create a life where you have more options if you put yourself in those environments. And that's what I would do. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Five of Swords. You have the Five of Swords twice. Definitely like a risk that has to be taken here. The Five of Swords can represent winning at all cost or trying to win at all cost, and it is, considered to be a challenging card. I don't really consider it to be that challenging, other than sometimes you have to take a risk that could be scary, but I would definitely take any risks that you can at this time. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this details card. It says you need to look more closely. What does it say? It says you need to look at something more closely. What you need to know lies in the details. Yes, pay attention to the details. You have this Hand of Fate. It says everything is happening for a reason except the things to which fate binds you. Yes. So it is a fated time because the North Node is fate and the North Node is in your sign and you have the North Node card. So a lot of fated opportunity. Now this details card is the Virgo card. And so, with the North Node in your sign, the South Node is in Virgo. And it might be a great time for you to work on, to work with Virgo energy. I always say that, I think people forget that with astrology, we do have to work with our opposite sign. We have to work with the energy, we have to learn the energy and all that other stuff. So, that would be a good thing for you to do. You also have a very detail-oriented card, the Queen of Pentacles. I read Queen of Pentacles as Capricorn. I mean, she is Capricorn. Some people, funny enough, read her as Virgo. So, I read her as Capricorn, and there's the goat right there. But, you could read her as Virgo. So I think Virgo energy would be very important for you. The Queen of Pentacles is all about being practical and down to earth and, kind of just using your resources as well. And so I feel like it's almost like she's saying to me in your reading that you have everything you need. It's like there's nothing that is missing. And I would be careful of one thing that could be holding you back at this time, Pisces, is being too much of a perfectionist. And I would just be careful of being a perfectionist. It's not like popping into my head as like bad or a major challenge or anything like that. Just, kind of something that I would think about with that card. You have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can represent love. Usually Six of Cups, a lot of people say it represents the past. I don't think so. It can represent thinking about the past, but the card itself doesn't say you're like going back to the past. Really, in this reading, I would say this is a turnaround. The Six of Cups can be a gift from the universe, and usually the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround thing, obstacles being removed from our path. So a lot of you could be like overcoming obstacles at this time. I also feel like, it looks like she has an oven mitt on her hands, right? And it's popping into my head. Like, if you are playing it too safe, then I feel things are not, it's like the more safe you try to play it in life right now, I feel like the more uncomfortable you're going to become. It is like the weird message I'm getting here. It's almost like there are certain things that you have to do, like, put yourself out there. And I'm not talking about, taking stupid risks here. We're talking about taking tiny little risks that will cause you to grow. And you have the Five of Swords right next to it. And so I feel that this is saying there are tiny little risks that you could take in like work, in business, in love, in your health. And if you're playing it too safe, I actually feel that you're just going to overthink yourself to death. But I feel if you take those tiny risks and you don't play it too safe, then things will actually work better for you. There's something that you have to like show off here, Pisces. You have the Three of Pentacles. Like I said, I feel that more people are paying attention to you than you realize. But again, that should give you confidence. This is it's like I said on that Page of Swords, the universe is saying to me in your reading that this should help you develop more confidence, or it should make you feel really confident, because it's like even if you don't think you have the answers, maybe you actually do, and that should be giving you confidence, like I said. But he is showing off his skills here, and so I feel for a lot of you, it's definitely time to like show off a skill. Like if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel to show off your skills or something like that, I would definitely do it with this energy. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is dreaming. He is imagining something that he wants to accomplish. There are good things and bad things in those cups, and he's gotten to a place where instead of just taking action, he's thinking, oh, good things or bad things could happen if I take this action, but he really doesn't know. So I feel like the Seven of Cups is saying you really don't know what's going to happen, but you have to find out. So that's what I would do with that card. With the Six of Cups, you have the Magician. Yeah, Magician says you are the master of your own reality. At least in this reading, it does. And so you really could be, you have a great opportunity, especially with that North Node in your sign, for like 17 more months, basically, you have the opportunity to really create a solid reality. So that's what I would focus on with the Magician. And with the Magician, again, he's pointing to the Five of Swords, and we could also say the Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Pentacles is all about focusing on your environment, which we already talked about, and also focusing on your skills. The Five of Swords, I feel, is saying, like, take a risk. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Six of Swords. I kind of knew that this would be a reading with repeating cards, because sometimes when I start a reading, if there's just a single message, right, where it's not really focused on a lot of things, it's kind of focused in on one thing, I can kind of tell that there's going to be repeating cards. Repeating cards basically are the universe saying I meant what I said. So, it's kind of like confirmation for what you're doing right now. So I would keep going, and I would also keep growing as well. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Wonders card and this Miracles card. This Wonders card reminds me of an iceberg. There's like there's this part of the crystal, and there's like more below the surface. And so I feel that this is saying that anything that you're working on, there's probably more than meets the eye. There's probably going to be more results than you think. But you have to get started to discover that. And the unknown part of this, right? You're only seeing this. You're not seeing the full picture, I feel. And especially having the moon here. And so I feel it's saying, like, you have to start the journey to discover. You have the King of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Moon. Again, the King of Swords is knowledge and wisdom, and using that knowledge and wisdom to become successful. So I think you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom, of course, and I just feel that you need to be using it with the King of Swords. You have the Five of Swords. Again, Five of Swords, like, I kind of get this energy of needing to put yourself first as well. He's walking away from these two people, and I feel like Pisces, like, one of the energies that Pisces is here on Earth to learn is guilt, like letting go of guilt, right? Not feeling guilty for not helping every single person on Earth, right? And so I feel for Pisces that this could be you walking away from some people in your life that, maybe they're no longer serve you, or maybe you just can't help them, or maybe you can't, please everybody. And I feel like the Five of Swords is about, like, taking the risk of doing that and maybe hurting people's feelings. And it's like, well, the thing about life is, like, no matter what you do, you're going to hurt someone's feelings. I always say that. I'm convinced you could hand out $100 bills on the street and you're going to piss someone off, right? So it's like you can't please everybody. And I just feel that about the Five of Swords for you. You have the Moon. Now, the Moon is your card. It's a pretty good energy for Pisces. It puts you in a position of power and strength. But the Moon, is part of the Fool's journey. He doesn't know how he's going to get here to those mountains, but he just needs to figure it out. He needs to find a way. And, all he has to do is follow this path, and the Moon comes up, but eventually the Moon goes down, the Sun comes up. Like, eventually he will have clarity on his journey. But it's like this in-between time, in between these two places, is unclear or uncertain. And this pretty much happens whenever we start something new. It's like there's obviously a learning phase, there's a period of time where we don't know everything, and I feel that that's what's going on here. Is like some of you are wanting to start something clearly based off this reading, or you're wanting to develop a new environment for yourself, or create a new life, or reinvent yourself, and you're kind of in this learning phase. And I feel just like one foot in front of the other is what the Moon is saying. With the King of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, it could be a little bit of love here. Again, we have the Ten of Pentacles, actually the best love card in the deck. Like, yeah, it's a pentacle card, but it's also a card that represents everything you want and desire in your life. You have the Six of Cups and the King of Swords, which could be like an older person. So you could be attracting like a very mature older person. Wouldn't surprise me, Pisces, if you were getting a lot of love offers at this time. I mean, it is a time where Pisces could definitely be getting a lot of love offers. So, could be love. With the Five of Swords, you have the Emperor. Yep, this is about you putting yourself first and taking control. All those things that I said. So it's like you are the master of your own destiny is what this reading is saying. But it's like it's almost like it's saying it's time to do it. It's like I don't know how to say what I really want to say in this reading. Whenever I don't know, I just say it, right? But it's like there's something about this reading that's saying to me, like, I don't want to, create a morbid situation here, but it's almost like, if your parents weren't alive, if there was no one to judge you, like, what would you be doing in your life? That's the feeling I get here. Like, I think that it's like sometimes people in our life, we don't make decisions because we're like, what would my parents think if I did this? Or, what would my brother think? Or what would this, my friends think, right? And I feel like the Emperor is about like developing, I feel in your reading, I should say, the energy I'm getting off of it, is that you should develop that confidence that you don't care. And it's not from, a selfish place. It's like you have to live your own life. And I feel the Emperor is asking you to take control. With the Moon card, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, walking away from things that no longer serve you. I do feel some of you are clearly walking away from something that could hurt people's or a person's feeling. Sometimes with the Five of Swords, I feel that we could be walking away from a group of people, or, we could be walking away from a group of people that we're walking away from. And this whole entire reading is also, there's like this undercurrent, typical Pisces, right? There's this like undercurrent of needing to not like people please. It's like if it didn't matter, what would you do? If you didn't have to please the people in your life. And the Eight of Cups could be you walking away from something that just no longer serves you. And yeah, maybe it'll upset people, but that just says that they have too much of a hold on your life. If your decisions hurt someone else's happiness, that's not on you. That's on them. They need to go find their own happiness. And I feel like that's what the Eight of Cups is saying. Next, in the area of your outcome, the good stuff, you have this travel card. It is a great time for Pisces to travel and things like that. It says, embarking on a journey could be your path to wealth, as abundant opportunities await in the world. Yes. You have this retreat card. It says, sometimes taking a break is the best thing you can do to gain clarity and a fresh perspective. Yes. I also think that you probably need a break. So, this could be taking a vacation. This could be a staycation from home, but maybe you need a break. You have the Justice card, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Temperance card. Justice is really not trying to make... here's the thing. I know what this reading is, Pisces. This is you not trying to make things fit. This is you entering into situations that already fit. Plain and simple. I think a lot of people, like in relationships, for example, they start, it's like, you hear it all the time, I'm sure, where it's like people say like, oh, if my husband or if my wife just did this, and this, things would be perfect. But it's like, yeah, but that's not how it is. So, that is, as humans, I think we enter into situations and we try to make the situation fit. Same thing in work, same thing in business, same thing in career. I feel like I definitely get this energy off this Justice card of you saying like, no, I'm just gonna look for the things that already fit, that I like, that don't need fixing, because guess what, you can't fix anything. That is the secret of life, is that really you can't really fix other people, especially they have to want to do it themselves, and nothing you do can change that. I'm not even talking about love here, by the way. I'm talking about everything. Like, I feel this is a very deep reading, Pisces. I feel it's talking about so many different situations in your life, and it's like maybe you have a habit, as most Pisces do, of getting into situations where you have to become the savior. It's like they say that Pisces is closest to God, and they also say that sometimes Pisces has a God complex, right? Where it's like, oh, I have to save everybody. And that's the feeling I get off of this reading. Like I said, it is a very deep reading, but I feel that's a good thing with the Justice card. You're like weighing your options. You're saying like, if you're entering into a relationship, I feel like you're saying, okay, this person, it fits. They balance. The situation is balanced, and I'm just going to operate from that place. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is very good. It's pre-Empress energy. It is gratitude and luxuries. It's also about focusing on your environment. And I feel we all pretty much need to focus on our environment at this time and creating a positive environment around ourselves. And that's what I would do with this card. She also has these grapes behind her, and those grapes kind of represent having a skill that is difficult for most people that you can do well. So the grapes kind of say you have to focus on and use your skills for success. So I think it's time for you to do that. You have the Temperance card. Again, instead of waiting for things to be perfect, he maybe needs to get started on this journey. I like the Temperance card, but sometimes, he's trying to turn water into wine here. Sometimes I feel he's trying to perfect a situation before he gets started, but he really could just get started. This is the path to glory. He could just get on that path and go get this crown. So, I feel for a lot of you, this is saying go and get your crown. There's nothing more to wait for. With the Justice card, you have the Ten of Wands. Coming up in the good stuff, it would say that you're getting to the end of a very long journey. He's about to reach his home in the background. But I also feel you're just releasing burdens of other people, and you're entering into situations with less burdens in your life, which is great. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. Yeah, definitely could be love for some of you. I don't really think this is a love reading, but I do feel some of you could be getting into a love situation, or there could be the start of something. Like I said, it is a great time for love for you, Pisces. Even though we're going to have Venus go retrograde, it's still a good time. So there you go. With the Temperance card, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is about doing things in a different way, and the Seven of Swords, he is sneaking away from this army in the background with those swords so that he doesn't have to go to war. And so I feel it would be a great time for you to look for other ways of doing things in life, which we said with the Six of Swords and the Two of Swords. You have this Wind Chimes card. It says peace and harmony on it. Yeah, I feel like there is more peace and harmony coming in for you here, plain and simple. You have this Teapot. It says deep friendship with someone of the same sex. The Lovers could also just be a friend. So, if you're wanting to make friends, or if you're wanting to meet people, a lot of you could be just making friends at this time. You have this Haystack card. It says karma, you will reap what you have sown. I feel really good about this. Again, whenever the North Node transits your sign, it definitely is karmic. It can bring back karma to you. And so this could be, all the good, you could be getting paid back for all the good things that you have done. So positive karma. You have this Tower. It says solid foundation, success with effort. I feel like the starting is the hard part here for you for whatever reason. I feel like that Moon card is saying a lot of you, I don't know, I feel like this reading is kind of nebulous. I feel like it is a cloud, right? It's almost like this reading doesn't exist in my head, even though it's right here. I can see it. And it's I feel like you have this idea for your life, and it's just in the clouds. And it's the space between where you are right now and, you kind of laying the solid foundation. I feel like that is the hard part right here. I don't know if that helps. It's the moon. The moon is the hard part, right? The getting started, the not knowing the answers, but no one does. So I feel it's time to get started. You have this Flowers card. It says happiness on it. Yeah, much happier reading in general, so definitely could be more happiness, but pretty deep reading here, Pisces. Pretty interesting as well. I like it. I like where it's going, but it looks good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.